So today's common sense is likely to have some religious background, and I know those who understand their religion very well will help us in this direction, and I trust Mr. Michael on this one. I also want to trust the Sammy Rasta. Nana already, yes, he loves his gospel, but as to his religious background, I'm still not sure. Now, Afrobeat musician Fuse ODG has caused a stir on his Instagram page as he has bent an image. He has bent an image of a white Jesus and claims that the image we see is the root cause of all our problems as Africans. Oh my goodness. Fuse ODG to be hard guy. I know this is not the first time you might have heard this. This discussion has been around for so many years. But then, as much as we talk about it, the pastors are still putting up billboards with this Jesus Christ on it. Now, according to Fuse ODG, the man who gave us antenna, he says that this white Jesus is the cause of all the problems in Africa. Therefore, we should start burning them. So if in your area you see one billboard, huge one, and there is that white Jesus on it, and you can, if only you are not going to create problems for yourself, uproot it. Maybe you doubt this. Listen to Fuse ODG say this himself.
Now, for the oppressed, as Africans, we can hope that the oppressors can do the right thing, but we cannot depend on it. We need to take our fate into our own hands. We have a responsibility to deal with our own truth, and it starts with this. This is a seed. This is the seed that gave birth to Hitler and his doctrine. This is the seed that gave birth to the KKK, the apartheid in South Africa, the Rwandan genocide, and people of color bleaching their skin across the globe till this day as we speak. And the list goes on. This is not even biblical. If you read the Bible, it specifically tells us not to create any images in the form of a man or a woman or any creature on earth. This is idolatry. And again, if you read the Bible, there's nothing that God hates more than idol worship. You know, we need to take down these false images and worship God in spirit and in truth. This needs to be taken down from every single church in Africa. This right here is the real issue here in Africa, because you can go to some of the rural parts of Africa and you find images of white Jesus, and some of you live in areas where the first time you ever saw a white person, they were represented as a god. So why use a white person as a false image to represent God? You know, as Africans globally, we need to question every aspect of Christianity, especially if it cuts us off from our own spirituality and the spirituality of our ancestors.
And in the video, he was actually going to burn that image he had, and he bent it. This is the people's favorite segment. It is called The Common Sense, where we look at practical issues with sense judgment. And I believe we are going to do this. Let me read some of the posts Fuse ODG put out and the captions he actually shared. One on Instagram reads, "Hard truth, but it is time." This is a conversation that needs to be had in every single church in Africa. Why have our religious leaders allowed this to continue when it is clearly non-biblical? Young people, now is not the time to be afraid of pulling up or challenging your elders, especially when they practice the wrong things. We can both learn from each other. Jesus said the kingdom of God will be inherited by those who are like children. Children, ask questions. Let's continue to ask questions until we get answers. Share this message far and wide with any person or ministry that needs to hear this. Every single false idol needs to come down. The time is now. And let me go on to read another one. This he also posted on Instagram again, and he says, "Check my last post and dash a fire on the flames in the comments. You shall know them by their fruits." So much damage has been done under the banner of Christianity and religion in general. If Jesus came back today, I honestly don't think he would call himself a Christian. It is impossible to look at the fruits of the Catholic Church and many other organized religions and conclude they are not the work of Satan himself, founding the slave trade, rape, genocide, war, corporate child abuse. However, the beauty of the gospel is that it is never too late for the sinner to repent. Just remember, God is a God of justice, and you will have to face him one day. Black people, if you want economic or political revolution, then we need to have a spiritual revolution first. Seek ye first the kingdom. It is time to truly emancipate from ourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. I believe you know this quotation very well. Okay, so these are some of the quotations man like Fuse ODG shared on his Instagram. Now in the studio, I'm right now. Sammy Rasta started. Oh no, now why Rasta? Sammy and some of you can now common sense you are pan the same. Common sense you are pan the same.
Brasami. I'm one person that I really feel sad. The white people, in the name of the Bible, use their culture, not the Bible. They use their culture to turn us away from our way of living. There are certain things that Africans, it's not, to me, it's not in the Bible, and yet the Bible I can't know. But the white man, I might believe, said this is the right way. This picture of Jesus that is everywhere, I don't know how an actor can be, painted to us, say, oh yeah, Jesus, and
Ononia
Jinkwano. And we all know there are several characters of this Jesus film. So let's say if I want to shoot another Jesus film in Africa and use black people,
Mebusem.
If not Bebusem, but I want to use somebody. Let me pick a bit say Ajitianan to play the role of Jesus.
Remember, even our own Majid has been used for such a role before.
Yes, that wasn't.
I know.
The idea, but
I know.
It was
similar thing.
Similar.
Venus films,
yes.
I guess.
So, are we going to say that after the film, we should be printing Ajite Anan's face on
billboards
and then calendars and all that to show that this is the Jesus image? My problem is not with the image, but how religions are taking our minds. Religion, a dream. And personally, I one day want to go on a campaign against the so-called white wedding. Me, I will do that.
I didn't hear.
I'm against it.
Hey.
I am against it.
You solve a problem back.
No, Sammy, Asemna fuse air cano. Is it within the same thing? Which Christian can tell me, say, Adiana a friend of white wedding is in the Bible? Which Christian, which bishop, which archbishop, wine and also betima catch him say what is called white wedding is in the Bible? So why are Christians following that? And then it's even they are disrespecting our Nyankopon ahihye na ye nananom were doing it before even the Bible ba bibimemu no. That is what is in the Bible. And then okoyo obi ho ade e wo fia. People will be laughing at you, be calling it engagement. Are we in our right senses? Adia, it's even in the Bible. Me, I'll be celebrating my 10th anniversary, November.
You mean marriage anniversary?
Marriage. But people see me and they'll be asking you, where is your ring? Where is your ring? I've been married for 9 to 10 years now. What is ring? Somebody should show me a scripture that says when we are getting married, you should be putting rings and we should be going to sign contracts. As Christians, sorry, read the Bible. This is white man's culture. I'm telling you, it's never in the Bible. It's white man's culture. And now look at the pressure boys today because of marriage. Because of marriage, friends. They need papa was scanner so beti makwakoye bibi you know they're not at the pressure at one who bar.
Okay, Kennedy, I worry now person.
No phone here can kwasa. And no asem na maker. And no asem na.
Tell you kasi the papa was sikaidi.
No, wedding now papa. I'm even talking of friends on and obi on he has the opportunity so when meet you be he feels can.
So worry no.
But pressure than wedding budget because of check it white wedding nan obey na.
Okay, me pese oba wedding oba we feels at the end we but feels point ni ye na me hwe ho na nsa na wa ba wedding ho no because it feels to say sa Jesus na ye nyina ehu bobo soro ne yama for
say no ne problem
o say Africa your problems ni na sa de no mu na free. Because yes,
problems in be na
yes, obi sorry I know the calendar kese ana wakoto a friend is a billboard be no dey atun I be near there 2 years no akwara so that no hofe pa na ya sorry na ne obom pa ho se osuche na radie boa miu me bai ne yare we no osuche no.
That's why I'm saying say asana few kind shouldn't be only because or say the problems. So which are the problems? And now I choose to talk about that is what I'm
white
saying.
word in every muabano.
Yes.
But I would now say any Bible, you know, it hurts me that I'm not a Bible scholar to challenge you.
Oh, but Samaka, you also you know, can't share me. Jesus, I see Jesus' first miracle anyway.
Oh yeah, well, our reason.
Our heifer.
What's near heifer?
Never him.
Oh,
so be called G Nebusian. Okoja our fee. And if it was a few,
that's it. Wedding is a white wedding. Yet me you fear. Sorry, them one day.
What worry? The Bible say, what method? Uko oba a free the caretaker. And I said, the father. And I said, and no ne worry no. Why no we know what is the other culture? Uko yeni view. So if you are a Christian, the best thing you can do is to pick your pastor there to pray for you. Say Nyankopon be sure.
Na pastor na ko bompa no so enye the same.
I'm not saying say me so you Christian. Aware ye hihye eni ansha aware ama Christopher nkwa. Aware no a system. You just have to go and nipa na person aware no. Okose na aware in sa free the busuafo no.
Your culture.
That is and what is universal?
It's not a universal culture. It is your culture.
Coffee money coffee money.
Mami come asem.
Guys, how about sure is that?
Yeah, can't Africa. So if it's my culture, I'm speaking about Africa. I'm not speaking about Indians. So if say a culture no. Not even the Bible no cries. I show you a lot of examples in it. Why are we deviating from it?
And see,
we have a problem as Africans. We need to wake up. Until say Yebehu said God brought us here and on my enema to be unique as Africans.
And see, enema na unique ne be needing. Your skin.
A few soldiers they talked about bleaching. Now every girl wants to look like a white lady. Where are we going? And because we see the white man to be supreme. And it started from a religion ya abrofono edi man who say ye excuse my language ye inferior be oti ase nti omuna omu everything that looks like their skin is the best.
I get you. Do you know Fuse Ewo dolls? They are black dolls.
Yeah, or say
yeah, he calls them
those two.
Yeah, he calls them the Nana dolls.
Yes,
and he's giving them local names. Yes, Santua and all
black powerful black women. Yeah,
yes,
even Ghanaian.
Exactly.
So,
and I'm sure say no na all can say bibia white no.
Yes.
And yehu ni say papa.
Broniba.
Et yehu obimpo na ne ho ofe na oye tuntuma. Yes, bibini broni.
We should wake up. Say as Africans, we should wake up and know that Nyankopon am fire me to this land so keke and by accident and we are blacks. What I say, there is a purpose. We are.
But first of all, do you believe in Christianity? Do you believe in?
I believe.
You believe in Christianity?
I believe in Christianity. But I believe, say, white man you soon the Christianity no the change here to follow their culture. What I say? I believe in Christianity. I have never said say I don't believe it. But I don't believe there be a white man my person because of Christianity. I don't believe in that.
Where do you take your doctrines from as a Christian? From the Bible?
Yes.
And from the same Bible, you doubt some things in it.
The doubt, I mean, they're not doubt to a Bible.
Say Bible, so if I say white man in the central Bible, no.
And I may say I believe in Christianity. I believe in it. And even ODG, he even used most of the quotations from the Bible. I believe in it. But the fact is, some of the things that we do, like I'm saying, say, white wedding, court marriage, court sign our as contract. Those things are done by Christians. Okay. But it's not in the Bible.
Okay, you're right here.
That is what I'm trying to say. So we shouldn't let religion blind us from who we are.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sammy. Common sense started. Now let me read some of the messages, your tweets so far. And M. Koran said, "Brother Sammy, the Rasta man talking is not making sense. Which pressure is he talking about? You cut your coat according to your size, mind you. You only buy the pressure for yourself when you know you can't afford." Okay. Or come about wedding now, say a man for the pressure at home. Okay. Now Akwasi also says, "Good morning, Sammy. I think the first man that spoke about the wedding thing is very right. Because I don't understand the wedding thing till even now. Traditional wedding is ours, and that is all. Which is traditional wedding?" Reverend Kojo Sala said, "Please, Brother Sammy, please tell Sammy Rasta time changes and society moves with the changes that occur. I believe if Jesus is around today, he will ride in a car. Therefore, though white wedding is not in the Bible, I don't think it is a sin as well." Okay. Interesting comment coming from my people. Ambitious Business says, "Whether you believe in Jesus Christ or not, he is the boss." Pope Mulato G says, "The white people have brainwashed some of us. Africa people need to reason." Okay. And Chris Diggy says, "Brother Sammy, I really side with Phil's ODG on what he's saying. This person is just an actor. Why then do we bring out pictures of him saying he's Jesus Christ? Indeed, we are all under slavery in the mind, just as Sarkodie said in his song BPB. Okay. Kennedy Kendlove Kofi says, "I think Fuse is right, but banning the man's picture wasn't necessary at all, because he's not the right person to do that." And Don Juan, Who Be You Music says, "I'm just waiting for some ignorant comment from any pundit out there against Fuse ODG. Somebody should just say it is blasphemy. We have been way lost and we can't continue the white man's way." Hey. Now Timmy says, "It is a shame sometimes when the issue of Jesus being black and not white pops up on the wrong side of blacks. What are they fighting for? Does the image change our cash balance in our account? Don't we have Africans with white or light skin? The argument doesn't tally. And North K Roddy says, Brasami, this is really true. WC Haji says 40% Africans will convert from Christianity to Islam or other religions by 2030 because of the so-called image of Christ we see around these days. My personal research though. Now Prince Da Silva says, Brasami, what Fuse is saying is the truth. The image we see is not the real image of Jesus Christ. So why should we worship photo? Do Islamic people have the image of Muhammad? Not one I've seen yet. And DJ Missy says, Sammy, I support Fuse ODG 100%. That damn SHIT is the cause of our problem, and the Bible is a normal history book. I believe in God, the creator, not their so-called Jesus. I see. I'm on for your cancer. Nana Bray. Let me announce that Kofi Asamoah, Friends of Kufas, your boss is here. Yesterday, Friends of Kufas called and they were asking of you. I said, you came to do your things and you ran away. Okay. Yes. Nana. Nana, go ahead. Your common sense on what Fuse has started.
Earlier on, no, let me tell you, Samira Stana. I think that the history in the world is not right. As a young man growing up, I had 3 fathers.
History of the world.
It's not right.
You are not even limiting it to religion.
No.
The whole world.
The whole history is not right. I'll tell you why.
You mean creation?
It's like, listen, somebody tells you as you're growing up what you were taught in school from nursery to class 6 as in religious and moral. It's not the same thing it's not consistent in from GSS 1 to GSS 3. It's not the same from SS1 to SS3. It's not the same from university level 100 to level 400. And then when you grow into adulthood, it's not the same. History, if you say you're going to follow history and you're trying to understand how something came into being and how things work and what is right and what is wrong, and now a lot of young people these days are lost because they are trying to find themselves in a certain route. They will trace. Nothing happens. And they get lost. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I feel like Fuse is he's chasing a very dangerous campaign. I've said 1,001 times. Why would you say
is chasing a
dangerous campaign? That whole boycott for justice thing, right? It's dangerous because there are forces that control the world. As we are here,
and I'm not sure he would dispute that.
Yes, and as young people, you might be thinking that you're contributing your quota, but at the end of the day, one share you might be building enemies in places where you don't have to build enemies at. I'm not saying that I like the image thing. I fought with my father before on that image. When I went to his office and I saw the image and I tore it down. And I referred him to the Bible that he taught me when I was a boy. That I shouldn't worship any other God apart from the God I know. And the God I know says, you can't see my face and live. Right? So I don't see why I should see a painting that says Jesus. So I took it down. But that same father told me that even him, he doesn't understand why he kept it. So that means that the perception, like I'm saying, history itself is not right. When you even bring it to Ghana, your history and Toso, as a young person, you have to just take one and run with it. The world is controlled by forces. I pray that he has moved all his money from London to Ghana. And I know that now, now I know that he lives here more in his $1 million mansion. Right? Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's a very dangerous tree he's trying to climb. Very, very dangerous tree. Like earlier on, he said we should boycott some multinationals like Coca-Cola and the rest. And I was saying that if I boycott Coca-Cola, what about my sister that works at Coca-Cola in Ghana? And why are we quiet and not telling him that he's also being racist by saying that we should boycott a white man's job? That feeds his fellow people. Because there are black people.
You think Fuse is being racist?
Yeah, because there are black people who also employ white people. I know some.
Yeah.
They have white people working for them.
Mm.
And if you have an issue with what is happening in the world, there will always be an issue for you. There will always be something for you to have an issue with in the world. Because that's how the world is built on. I wear a black shirt today. Somebody will see me and say, "Why fair?" I leave that person. Somebody will see me and say, "And I was a black shirt when I show you."
At the 1 year.
At the 1 year.
Obiewu.
There will always be an issue in the world. As for the painting he bent, I agree with him. I don't like that image. Like he said, that's idolatry. I get it. But treat not all climbing. As a young person in his prime, I feel he should be very careful. If he has family, he needs to think about his family. The only person who died and came back is Jesus, bro. Malcolm X didn't come back, bro. He's gone. Think about the guy who sang "Emancipate Yourself from Mental Slavery." He's gone. And you try to find out what killed him. It's the story is basa. And today, by the grace of God, his family is okay. But what about your family, bro? You want to be Kwame Nkrumah? He's gone. He didn't come back. And even him. So
are you saying because people died and they did not come back, if someone knows what is right, they should not share? Is that what you're saying? I'm not. You see what I'm saying? I'm speaking in parables, but I'm sure if he listens to me, you know what I'm saying. Let me break it down a bit. I'm saying that there will always be a problem in the world with how things are done, because our history is not right. Our teachings are not consistent. And nobody to tell me, like you read a tweet that says, what am I saying? Me, I have a whole issue against social media, even in Ghana. I feel social media is what has killed all of us as young people. Because a certain America has gone through 400 years. Ghana is, we are what, 60 something years. We are forcing ourselves to live like a person who has lived over 400 years and has gone through the mill. Because we think we have YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. At a point in time in Ghana, when you get a call, you Johnny free at the Oko Center, when you call it to her, you Johnny. Hold on.
A lot of people today have phones.
I know why I have a phone. But yeah. Now
today a lot of people have mobile phones. They use three things: WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook. But they bought a $7,000 phone holding them because they want to belong. That's not our culture. But like I said, we can't fix that because there will always be an issue. So as a young person who is growing up, think about yourself, because the same people cheering you on will not be the same people to put money on the table for your family if something negative or something bad should happen right now. Those who say crucify him, right? Yeah, the same people say crucify him. So I feel that yes, you want to. I meet a lot of young people who try to preach to me with whole, Christianity is wrong, Islam, and I ask them, why are you saying Christianity is wrong and Islam is right? And don't you think you are wrong yourself? Think about it carefully. Why are you trying? I hate Christians who go to preach and they try to force people to believe in their religion and say, leave yours and come to mine. You are wrong, bro. You yourself now, you yourself, you are lost. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Wow, or say like when this whole George Floyd thing happened and they said boycott white works and boycott, and I'm like, do you know the number of black people that work in offices that are championing cases in these areas? Let me enlighten you a little bit. There might be Kofi Asama filming in New York, working with white people because he's supposed to change their perception about black people. That's his role in their mess. If he stops working with them, that perception of will still keep going. So why are you telling me to boycott them when I can be an influence and change them? By sharing the good side of us as black people. Because Because there are also white people who also have helped black people genuinely.
Yeah.
And I've never hurt anybody before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you telling me to boycott white corporate organizations means that you yourself as black, you are racist, you are lost. Because we are all human race. The fact that I couldn't build a plane and he brought the mirrors to come and take my gold doesn't mean that he's wiser than me. If I also wake up one morning, I can also change the world. So I feel like as a young person, I'll just share my 2 thoughts with him. Say, yo, bro, history itself is not right. Open for pen and paper to my go school. From in Ghana, from Onesri, they travel to class 6. They will see and we get a moral.
Senior high school.
For compare, there is university. They are not the same. And see so. But that's how the world is formed. So all this KKK and all these things that you're talking about, yes, those are forces that rule. Even in Ghana, there are mafias that rule. Every political party have mafias that rule.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
So in short, are you saying Phil should stop this agenda? He should stop pushing this agenda?
It's his prerogative. He has to decide. As a young brother, I can only share my 2 cents with him. Say, yo, bro, minyaya, make your money. Take care of yourself. You're a superstar. Look at the song you play with Ed. Beautiful record. Use your music to champion the cause. If you want to, that is your decision. But I think that you should just stay in your lane, right? And think and look at a bigger picture. Because never be I don't know how affect nipa bebre and just unkwa.
Okay, thank you so much, Nanaya Radio. He is from News Africa, and of course, diverse opinions on this particular topic. Some are hitting hard, some are also for my people here in the studio. And let me read this particular one coming from London. Mama Stella, listening to us all the way from Birmingham in the UK. She says, tell him to read, I don't know which of the hymns, whether it is Sammy Rasta or Nana Ya Radio. So maybe after reading, we will know him. Now, tell him to read Genesis 24, verse from 45 to end. I totally disagree with the guy. Why can't you call me to give my opinion? He's making me angry now. Marriage is not contract. If history is not right, why is he still living? Tell him to die. He should say history in Ghana, not as a whole. Uncle Sam, may I ask you why? He said, I'm scared for their salvation now. Ask him which forces are controlling the world and where he got that info from. Hey, come away. Come away, the assembly. Okay. Atuahini says, Brasami, this subject brings back this popular quote. Religion is the opium of the masses. Karl Marx. And as a man thinketh, so is he. Thank you. Ideas have consequences. Well spoken, Nanaya Redu. And who else is here? You did not add your name, but you are telling me that Big Sam, please tell Fuse to change his name because it is not African. I agree with him though. But the amount for the father no. Kojo works with Billboard. He says, good morning, senior. What Fuse ODG did was useless. It is like beating a witch to death. He or she will still leave the spirit behind. Education is the key. Okay, now let me go on to Twitter to read some messages before I go to the rest of my panel members. I have Kofi Asamoah, who has not spoken yet, and I also have man like Mr. Maikona. He has not spoken yet as well. Ras Otumfo Nana Tutufalo Tujaja I says, is marriage religious or individual task? Here is the case. A Muslim in one way or the other would not marry. Oh, he has been knocked down by some people. Too much tweets. Let me go back for it. I'm here. Here is the case. A Muslim in one way or the other will not marry an outsider when Allah is not different from Onyankopon, Tredi and Ponkwame or Yahweh. Yet we claim we worship one supreme being. Are we mad or something? Ajay. Agbene Ajalo. Now Pope Mulato Jesus, I agree with Fuse 100%. And who else is here? Dada Adechi says, please, Bibini Bruni is for light-skinned girl and Bibini Brani is for dark girls. I get you. Son of Emmanuel says, Brasami, I beg. Everyone has his or her opinion. We should know that there are Africans that look like white and vice versa. but we should all remember that we shall count ourselves one day. Brass, I'm a long time though. Good morning, bro. I'm here. I'm here. And Daniel Nang says, lack of knowledge, my parish goes to Africans. Okay. I see more Jamie. Now, brother, our problem as Africans is that we hardly read and research. As a discerning listener of the Taxi Driver Show, I was not surprised with Phil's ODG's action. This has to tell you Black Rasta is making a positive impact with his show. I know. Now, Fred Scala says, good morning, Sammy. I think what Phil is saying is very true because most of our females do bleach and it's wrong. Pretty boy Lama Kwabi says, so Nana is saying when someone talks about it, you die, then some of us, we are ready to die because this nonsense must stop. The mental slavery is real. Kojo Chumi says, people stand in front of that photograph of Jesus Christ to pray and have their prayers answered. So it is not right for anyone to disrespect others' belief and to even burn it down. Few should pray for forgiveness. Hey. DJ Misty says, Brasami, Nana is afraid for Fuse ODG in what ways? Our colonial masters brought Bible in Africa and they are the same people who started rape and bully. Nana is Pharaoh and we don't need such people in our midst. BKB International says, Brasami, it is the hard truth Fuse ODG has said, but if you say it, you start building enemies for yourself. So whom am I? Whom am I? Religion is a culture to make money. Brasami, how many people travel to Mecca every year? The question is who gets the revenue? Kofi Mantiase. I see how many people travel to Mecca every year, and who gets the money? Who gets the profit?
Of Mecca.
I see who gets the profit.
They get the profit. The organized people who take the people, they get the profit. And people get personal profit as well. Because I mean, for me, Brasami, in some way, it's just about results. The OGD, a year mama, and then year mama. Say year mama wa somuye, and year mama wa busemuye. Obi beje Yesu edi, obi ni Yesu ni. So uji Yesu di yana abuawa misrao so Yesu no muye. So wanyi Yesu eni ena abuawa ni uji di yano so muye. Brasami and one no. I think say for a long time yama ayehu se obekase tia Christosum. And so enyehu se Christosum bekase tia som fufro. And that's of to me sorry them can say abosom traditional religion. A som fufro yan kwasi asem. Na obi fufro ka say Christosum yan kwasi asema, there is a problem. Ehu pa. Rasami ayana me bisa me ho se nti ya nananom. Answer obroni the Bible ne nyame som Christosum ebeba no. Edian ena na wo moye. Edian na na ekoso. Rasami sa time no anam penifo se yenkwa aketechi no Brasami na once na di kuro dada.
Yenye den.
Yenkwa aketechi no na once na edi kuro dada. Kuro bi wo commander kwan no se for aketechi wo moye sugar
okay. Nti ampa je e hono sugar na won nti once na homo. Oh, okay.
But kuro 2 na kwa de na ejai. Nti e se che se time yenkwa ho kura na ye kuro no once na di.
Jai sai kuro na me. I'm a cry.
And your crooked twice and cry. A cruna as in so free.
Sammy Flex.
Take this out of your common sense.
Yeah,
take this out of your common sense.
Intino, Yana, it's Brasami. To her and coupon her mumina who call when some gin because that time not. Yes, your money, Yamiana. No money, Yami. Satana Bible, ni one in tea. No money, Meradi. Brasami, sat time no. Na a would disseminate what is and na Yamisum and the Bible. Satam na bonnet. Any hot to send and ne Yamisum and the Bible cry aquarium. Inti se obi sum was sum bimoa. And my wide grain yaw said, Wo summon ana wo gidie no ɛho wɔ mfaso kyɛn obi foforɔ deɛ. That's I mean you cut the number of gods ɛwɔ asase so ɛdɔɔso paa. Nti say if there are over 3,000 gods now wo gye baako di. Now ka say deɛ ɔngye saa wo deɛ baako ni no ho nim faso a ɔno so bɛka say 3,000 gods you also believe only one and that is not mine. Then you have a problem. That's I mean ko India ko yɛ adwuma bi. This is exactly what somebody told me. Na ye bɛyɛ adwuma ni bia ɔmo wɔ mpae a ɔmo bɔ ɔmo de smoke ɛne ayi bi ɛbɛfa gada equipment ni nyinaa de fa so nti ɛbɛn wa na sɛ heli smoke nti eduru me so na me ya na maskepe ye we no bi ni mi di ko na sɛ adan na me say I believe in a different God. Na say what God? Jesus? Na me say yes, Jesus God. Na say why Jesus? You see Jesus before? Me say no. So you pray to Jesus? I say yes. It's, you don't know Jesus? I'm saying I don't know Jesus. You never see it, but you pray to him? I say, Jesus here? I say, yeah, Jesus here. Osre Messiah. And who say I'm joking. And then I catch and say, you see your God cannot talk. You say, yeah, but I can touch my God. Because the bosom is in the camp. Shiva. Yeah. I say, this is Shiva. To me touch Shiva. Okay, send me chamo say see ayeti hey. Say bibi yira. Shiva bet me amene hu ade ne say see. Can you Jesus do that? I'm saying Jesus can do, but to take time. That's an serious as I'm not making.
I saw that video.
Yeah, it was on video. Oh, I posted it. And when they hear stories about Christianity, when they hear stories about Christ, it's like telling them a joke. They laugh out loud. Say, many, one Jesus, one God, different people. Because they believe, yes, charismatics have one doctrine, Catholics have one doctrine, SDS, Church of Christ, 7 day, hospital, Jehovah Witness, Deeper Life, one a different way of. So he said, too many problems. One Jesus, why? Because if you believe in Shiva, is one way of worship across the world, global baby bako. If you believe Namibia or some no, you have God of luck, God of wine, God of wine. I mean, they believe that because they can touch it and they get their results. Yeah, you're almost ready. And then me show says almost so kasa. And as obi kra believe basa me ti omo nyoma de domu kom omo nsa me tie basa me se bibi da me nsa na me share ring bi ana bibi da me kom a mbehwe me tutu kase
kofi asamu wafa
baby onante o yesi nso ehɔ no or ye be ye dwuma ndo asa me I don't know if you ever saw the video I have it on my phone o hwe what they did before the work we yembe show sa ha ene ye yes ah we yembe show because hey if you someone no kodi adru ana production ya mo ye room wa frame Basami, I believe that the UGT piano so muye and the Yamana I say a camia is a soft form po a chanyame nipa so soft a chanyame and the soft casama man cannot question it and then you cannot question the Bible. Unya trawadre our Bible and the Yamini Pibiaka touch not my anointed, touch not the do my prophet. The church has become a symbol of fear. And then I say, I know so fake prophet. They are nothing like fake prophet. Did you get results? If you did, so it is just a matter of choice. Ye will be a pay. In Tiana Metise, Christopher, it to me a condemn about some. But some for condemn Christonia. Yes, hey, Asamaba, it is news. I didn't hear. And the Ubenya Muslim or Sinam is more Islam, see my Christianity. Now or Cassetia Islam. Ubenya Christiana, we free Aqua Islam. No Cassetia Christian say, me wahan say, Basami, it is just what works for you. Picture your Oshini. A nipa does need to say yaw. And it tells you the power of film. It tells you the power of art. And yes, you need be postal. Also, that's why I saw that come and love your mother, Akumabi, Finfin, Awayan and Sasi. That's I mean, a sinu. So said the whole of Africa, Yajatum say, Yami, Jesus. And your Ghana and Kwan, Sa Pustan, and your Ghana and Kwan, Ewo baby, power of film. That means say ene unse ye kasetia basa me sanka sa picture no sanka ye tuntuma and then before ye kasetia say na broni e ko ye tuntuma ka nyintum nye nempon katete no kran ka nyintum
say that ayo broni
say nyame na yesu na nka ye nyintum nso ene on say enibie ba ene ma akokan until people are beginning to understand and they call sorry baby cry fast use those images education. And this started because we started questioning the Bible. We started questioning things. Yes, say, ye be sansam. San ye ne, ye nyina ye hu se, sa so mesia na ye se oye Jesus say oye odeseni te sa me no wa ye sini keke. Ene ye di ni twa ye. But I mean even ene kwase ye ka Moses a, ye representing Moses a, ya dwum se entade bia na wo mo hye, ye sini na de abasa. Because na me ene wo ye ni ho. Director no yes as no ni hobby na dream na way match the satanom koto material no way fact be na ye imprint no ho am na epam ye nwi ni nyina ho yes civilization started a certain time to Moses muta ho am na epam santa din edi robe bom yesu nam no ade red ne den kum hwan na yes linen material no polyester no hwan mo na ye let's ask questions ye busa questions once over time brasa me enibie any knowledge ye benya no ebema yate nsem ase so kwa sorry dem don't just go and sit there say nyame asof no say nyame asa bible nti waje ask questions and ubisa questions you discover a lot of things on say ne asofo na kasa bebre ehu say ade say yes we eat no model or actor keke it is so muja ebia na apart from sa image no and some bebre bi wo ha na enema bebre bi wo ha ye e wa Kristo sumu a brasa me sanke yebisa question bako mienu bia nke bejayo
Bakovi, I have a problem. We are claiming that guy is an actor, therefore we should not use him on our posters and our billboards. But when now we see the pastors and their wives on their billboards, same way, there is another problem.
Brasa me first no so for no da ha na sa yesu no so eda to create the
signages
the image say nyame asori yesu followers and because of that shift and ne ye ton asori ye ton asofo today the churches are being run, are being sold, are being marketed by who leads it and no nipa nkwa asori ye kosofo yes sofu biaba yen kasa asori biaba software the oil namu, software the oil she, software the me penny preaching into me corner sorry. On sorry no or cost no. And so if people are coming to the churches because of Sani Pana, then what becomes of the church? People will automatically fear entina will be quite a cassette to oil 5,000 that's an over top. Because Sani Pana cassette on nothing out here. And yeah, I saw it now be been now quiet. Na otoye no de wo se wo de koye no eyeye ma wa kosoto anye ya ma wa bisa wo.
Okay. Common sense. And this is where we talk about practical matters with sound judgment. In fact, sensible judgment. So feel free and be part of this. Some more tweets. Champion Kobe says, Brasami, our president has spoken, and so be it. Kofas, may my God bless you. President of Friends of Kofi Asamoah. Okay, now Selassie Tekpo Mensa, aka Mr. T, says the guy who said there are no fake prophets. Read this Matthew 7:15. Be on the watch for the false prophets who come to you in sheep's covering, but inside they are ravenous wolves. And Matthew 25:1, many false prophets will arise and mislead many. Dada Adichie says, Kofi Asamoah is right. My grandma told me that they don't have to lock their doors when going out those days. Some youth call Sebi Bajimibre. Okay. You mean some people call it Bajimibre as well? Okay. And let me see if I can read some more tweets before Mr. Na comes to wrap up for us. And after that, we'll be talking to Ohima Dadao. Ohima Dadao. Now, Kwekuchoko said, Brasami, this religion thing is a disguise that is separating people, but it has not been realized. I agree with Kofi Asamoah. All that matters is spirituality and believing in God. And Reverend Kojesila says, this simple thing we talk about, see where Kofi Asamoah has taken it. Why see Kofi Asamoah and the devil, what be the difference? Kwaku Sniper says, hey Kofi Asamoah, are you here? Shiva Rocks says, General, please, we don't need religion anymore. Everything has a time, and the time for religion is over. To embrace love and morals. For centuries, organized religions have dominated, and what impact has it brought on the world? We need to think, common sense family. Good morning to Avram Moshe. He is the boss of common sense family.
Oh Lord.
Okay, Mr. Na, yempo na.
Boss.
Fire pong.
Boss, I say no. Aye.
The matter chop hot.
You know. Me say chiobia.
So Joshua.
Now, a few points. The origin of religion. You know, the difference between religion and Christianity, religion and Islam, religion and, you know. So, if we pick it from that angle, we'll get a clear understanding of what is happening. And then I would like to start from maybe Kofi. I mean, one point he mentioned that has to do with the power of film, the power of imagery. You know, we are where we are because of film and images. The mind is a very powerful tool, and when you're able to capture one's mind, you capture the person's life. What do I say? And so, just as an aside, I think the Ghana film should wake up and see the power of film, the importance of film, and use it for the development of Ghana and Ghanaians. Because that is what the West has managed to use to influence the world.
Okay.
You know, I mean, America, we felt America was a very powerful country because we saw Rambo, we saw
Commando.
Chuck Norris, we saw Commando, Van Damme, you know. Yes. So the power of film cannot be underrated. That off, no. Now let's come to how religion. I watched a movie about some school children who were going on an excursion and a bus, no, you know, the accompanying teachers and the empenyfo emu no and then they were like, how do we survive? Out of it, one person just shot out, okay, let's find a way out. He became the leader of the pack, you know, and then he started leading the people in a certain direction. At a point, one person said, the way you are going, yempe, and you're also creating a sect out of the Nkwalana Akano, you know, survivors, no, and also started leading them. And for the first time, we had an opposition, you know, we say we. So as they were going in the night, they started encountering a few things in the forest. You know, in the night when Abwebi any estimate saw, and then they gave it their interpretation. You know, by and by, the interpretation grew stronger, and they began to form they began to form beliefs out of whatever they were encountering as they went along. Eventually, they grew in the forest because there was no rescue for them. They grew up. The most powerful became the leader, you know, because eventually the guy who opposed, killed the leader, you know, and then he became the leader. He started instituting his own rules and regulations, and then that's how the whole let's do this to appease the gods. Let's sacrifice somebody because we want this. And these things were, it went on like that, you know. Sometimes, that is one of the ways religion starts in the society, you know. Ever since the fall of man has sought different ways of reaching back to his God. And that is universal. Every single human being knows that there's a supreme power, there's a supreme God somewhere. But how to get to that supreme being, and everybody is trying to invent their own way of getting back
to his supreme God. That is why we have religion. What did I say? Now, aside religion, I mean, religion exists within every culture. And Kofi Asamoah, when you go to India, they have their own way of reaching. You know, when you go to Asamanke say, they also have their own local things they do there. When you go to maybe China too, they also have their own things they do. What did I say? Japan, Now, what we have here is Christianity, of course. It's an important religion, you know. But the truth is that before Christianity came, what were we doing? Were we able to access our God? You know, it means the white man didn't introduce whatever. He just introduced a medium of reaching the supreme being. Like I said before, everybody has a way of trying to access a supreme being, because we all understand that there's a supreme power world. I mean, that takes care of the world. He created the world. He created everything that is in there. What I say now, this idea of a white Jesus, or this idea of, okay, fine, let's say, okay, who is Jesus anyway? Who is Jesus? We know Jesus has a history with the Jewish people, you know, and then they believe that he came. Even the Jewish don't even believe so much that, but that's the history. We believe that Jesus is a Jewish man who was born through prophecy and mysterious means, and then he came to deliver his people. You know, at around the age of 33, he died. You know, and then he resurrected again. And then he went back to heaven, as the story is told us, and then he promised to come back again. So adherents of the Christ or Jesus believe that there's a second coming of Jesus, and everybody is waiting for it. Now, within the Western culture, after accepting that philosophy or accepting that religion, obviously from the Jewish people, they decide to reenact it, tell the story using their own people. Just like Nanaya said, if we were acting, and I was Sammy rather, if we were acting the film of Jesus, we would probably have used dark-skinned characters. You know, they were acting the Jesus. They had the technology to reenact the whole story. And I was checking, and I realized that the Jesus character has been acted by no less than about 45 people. Different people have acted.
I see.
You know, the latest one was, I think, in 2015 or something. You know, but the most popular one was the Passion of the Christ. You know, which was acted by, I think, Jim Caviezel or something.
The Italian.
Is he an Italian? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yes.
Because Charlie Moon, who is also an OG, he's asking me a question. I'm sure he wants Kofi Asamoah to answer. He says, "Let your man tell us which film and when the image was made. Were there movies?" He says, "When the image was made, were there movies?"
Oh yes. These are not. What does he say?
This is picture.
Of course,
yes.
These are film. This is a film that was made like 30 something years ago. It's online. When you Google
30 years.
Oh, debut. It
No,
goes
what I
beyond
mean
that.
is that what
30
he's
years,
talking about? The Italian guy.
No, yes, he's talking about that image we are fighting about. That when that image was created, were there movies?
Yes.
No, let me answer that one.
Plus, I mean that.
Okay, we are wrapping up though.
That image, that image now, the guy was even alive about a few years ago, and he made a statement on this CNN guy show.
Yes, I remember
Richard, yeah.
that people. Yes,
and the old man made a statement pleading,
Don't worship me.
don't worship me.
I'm
He
not
made it
Jesus.
on TV.
Yeah.
That don't worship me. I'm sure he wanted to say that before he died.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So it is not as if I don't know what the person.
No, but I think the question
is trying to drive at. Say, indeed, it is Jesus, or I have no idea what the person is trying to say. There were no movies in Well, let's assume without admitting, say indeed there was no movies. Where did that image come from?
No. There's
maybe that
a
is also
story
his
about
Sammy.
There's a story
Okay,
about
we are wrapping up.
there's a story
I have
about
another interview to do, please.
Michelangelo having done the first painting of the Jesus. So I think that's what the questioner is referring to.
Okay.
So at that time there were no film cinemas as we know now. You know, so it was just an artistic impression of. Yeah, these are the different faces of
films were also made out of Angelo's
artistic impression. Yes.
Okay,
That's the whole idea.
So if you check on our Facebook stream, there are some images of the white Jesus we are talking about. The one Fuse ODG is asking us to bend them all and to approach all billboards in town. They are all top one. I know they are watching. I know a guy.
So the point is that, like I said earlier, the mind is a very powerful tool. And so whatever you feed the mind with, it kind of rules your life. Okay, we should come to understand that the Jesus we follow, the Jesus we adhere to, okay, whose teachings we guide our lives with, is a Jew. Okay, and he comes from he comes from a Jewish family. This is just an impression coming from the West. Okay, so believe in your Jesus. Indeed, have no image, because it's been said in the Ten Commandments that shall not have any graven image. That shall not make for yourself any image. All right, to represent your God, whatever. All right, so that image obviously cannot be the image of Jesus. It's just a representation of
an idea.
All right, to represent whatever the story they were trying to tell. And I think we'll leave it at that. As for Fuse, I think I can share his sentiments, in a certain light. Knowledge abounds nowadays, and people are asking more questions, and people are getting more answers. All right, so we as we try to get the answers, we should try not to shift from the main thing. The question is, was there a Jesus? Yes. Does Jesus still occupy a very important part of our lives? Does he still have an influence in our lives? Yes. Is this his image? No.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Michael Na, and as well as Sammy Rasta, Kofi Asamoah, and Nanaya Redu, and to all the good people out there, those who are sending in their comments via Twitter and Facebook as well. God bless all of you. Now, the good thing is that anytime you get a chance to watch us on Facebook, all the topics we talk about, the guys who handle the streaming, they give you images as well. And as we talk about the Jesus, they have been showing different images of the white Jesus we are talking about to help you understand the discussion better. So anytime we are on air, if you are lucky and you have some good data on your phone or on your device, always try to catch the stream as well. And again, identify the voices in the studio all the time.